For most Americans, this holiday shopping season won't include one longtime staple, the mall. Just 45% of U.S. consumers plan to go to a shopping mall this season, down from 64% last year. And that is just one of the findings of a survey just released from the International Council of Shopping Centers. Here to talk about it is Tom McGee, President and CEO of the ICSC. Tom, always good to see you and to dig through this survey. So, I mean, are we to just believe that brick and mortar is just going to have a super tough time of it as these online retailers take off during this time?
Well, first of all, good morning, and it's good to be with you again. I don't think that's the case. First of all, we are, forecasting a solid holiday shopping season, 1.9% growth. I do think you'll see a continuation of the trends that you've seen really throughout the year. Clearly, you're going to see continued e-commerce growth, given the situation and stay-at-home considerations, et cetera. But you'll continue to see, the leveraging of the physical and digital world together. That those retailers that are, are most efficient in leveraging their online channel and their physical channel will do the best over this holiday season. There's no doubt that there'll be less foot traffic for obvious reasons, safety, security reasons, capacity constraints, et cetera. But I think shoppers will be and have proven to be much more efficient and purposeful in their shopping, for obvious reasons as well. And I think this holiday season will be a longer holiday season. It'll start earlier. It'll be lengthier for obvious reasons as well.
Tom, it does not look like we're getting stimulus from DC. That's just the reality here. What would that mean to the holiday shopping season in the forecast that you guys just put out?
Yeah, I think it would be a negative. I think it's quite important that our political leaders act. I think the CARES Act was an important step taken, but we need the continuation of stimulus funds, unemployment coverage for our fellow citizens, and clearly the PPP funding, which is so critically important for small business. So I think it's important that they act. I agree with you. I mean, I'm not overly optimistic, but I'm hopeful that they will be responsible and take action, because I think it's critically needed, not just for our industry, but quite frankly, for the economy as a whole.
Tom, unemployment at 7.9%, that number could climb. We just saw some big name companies announce layoffs, Disney, some of the major airlines in the past few days. Are you looking at what people plan to spend? How are they budgeting, for the holiday shopping season?
Yeah, I think, as we built our forecast, one of the things that, I think is positive as it relates to holiday spending is that people have spent less in other areas over the course of the past year as they've been home. And obviously people aren't going out to eat and doing those types of entertainment things that they would normally do. And so that money is being redistributed towards holiday spending, particularly, families that have young children. I think they will lean in and take care of their kids during this period of time. We've also, been challenged because of the stay-at-home considerations. Clearly, if you have a huge growth in unemployment or a spike in the virus, et cetera, over the next couple of months, that's going to be that could have an impact. This is a very difficult year to predict what holiday spending will be like. As you look here today, we believe it'll be a solid year. There will be growth of 1.9%. That's less than what we've experienced over the last couple of years. But because people have spent less in other areas, because they want to, lean in and, give a special holiday to kids and other family members, we're expecting a level of increase. But, again, lack of government stimulus, increase in unemployment, a spike in the virus, those things could all have a depressive impact on holiday spend.
Tom, how severe will the product delays be? I give kudos to FedEx and UPS. They've been adding a lot of capacity this year. Hat tip to them. But neither one of those companies have been through a holiday season quite like the one we're about to have.
Yeah, I mean, that could obviously have an impact. I do think that what you've seen, and back to that kind of acceleration of trends, a lot of consumers are ordering online, using e-commerce, but then going and picking things up. And I think to the extent that there is a concern around delay of shipments. And quite frankly, because people want to make sure that those gifts are there for the holiday, I think you'll see, curbside pickup really accelerate over the course of the holiday season, click and collect, things of that nature, where stores, where retailers, and I think retailers will invest in promoting, curbside pickup, come to the store to pick up your goods, et cetera, to ensure that it's there. So I think there are things to mitigate that. And clearly it's in the retailer's best interest to have a consumer come to the store to pick the goods up as opposed to shipping it.
Are you expecting to see super deep discounting as these retailers squeeze their margins even more just to get us to spend, or might the deals be not so deep?
It's hard to say for sure, but I don't think we'll see significant discounting. I think retailers have done a fairly good job of managing inventory levels over the pandemic. And so I don't expect that we'll see deep discounts as you might have seen in previous holiday seasons.
All right, Tom McGee, thank you so much of the International Council of Shopping Centers. Always a pleasure and good to dig through this report with you.
Thanks for having me.